Hello, this is a shout out to Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama, my name is James Stevens. I have spent the last 2 years traveling across the United States, educating and learning more and more and more about cannabis and hemp. It was the government in New Mexico that actually started me out on this journey. I am what you would call one of the poster childs for why cannabis and hemp should be legal. I grew up with the alcoholic mom. I bounced around in foster homes for no reason. All kinds of sordid bad things in my life has happened. And without cannabis, Lord knows where I'd be or what would happen. You know, people are not violent on cannabis, but they are on alcohol. So I'm glad that I chose a God-given herb rather than a man-made fix. I am not a felon. You know, I've had a couple little arrests on misdemeanors and stuff. I'm not a saint, sir. You know, but I am 56 years old now. I simply want to be left alone. You admitted that you smoked pot. What's wrong with me smoking it? You know, I had the very first Mount Rushmore event last year, and my co-host was a wonderful lady called Dawn Meeks. Now, in case you don't remember that name, or any of you watching this, do yourself a favor. Go Google United States government versus Meeks, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And of course, the normal organization the day before the event posted on my page and stuff, don't pay the $11 parking fee at Mount Rushmore to attend. Why in the world would they do that? They supposedly want it legal. Well, I'm sorry to say, they don't. You know, when Normal first started, they were a wonderful group. They were taken over a few years back by lawyers and stuff. The stupidest lawyer in America, if you take it into court tomorrow and say you can't keep it a class 1 federally and let doctors sell it. Here's another one that I've been showing you that really upsets me. The Rastafarians won their case off of Dawn Meeks' case, okay? They have the right to cannabis and hemp. You signed into law that Native Americans have it. What, did you forget about me, sir? My God did not stutter when he said, behold, I've given you every herb-bearing seed. Now, I like to keep it honest and real. Did he intend me to smoke it? No, we're not supposed to put things like that in our lungs. I'm guilty of smoking cigarettes, okay? He meant us to have it for food. So, did he mean for us to get high on it? Well, I think so. Because as soon as you heat that herb up, you don't have to smoke it, just heat it up, you will get high off of it. So I don't think my creator had any problem me feeling the euphoria of cannabis and hemp, okay? Now, we all know that it is, to call it marijuana is a lie. You know, that's why I actually have it on my crosses, because I want to educate people. Marijuana is not cannabis or hemp. This idiot named William Randolph Hearst used the name marijuana racially, saying them filthy Mexicans are going to bring the plant up here and they're going to give it to the blacks. The blacks are going to smoke it. They're going to rape our white women. And because of their big, you know, they're going to like it and they're going to go back and it won't be rape. We know these are the ads he used in his papers, you know, to fool America. Okay, back then I could see it, but now we've woken up. Things have just so stupid. Sir, you say you're for change, climate change and all. Well, here's a good one. Henry Ford built a hemp car that runs on hemp fuel. The marijuana plant, that leaf takes out 25% more carbon monoxide than any other plant on Earth. So as it's growing, it filters our air, okay? Once it's grown, 1 acre makes 300 gallons of fuel. Unlike fossil fuel, you burn it, it comes to Earth and haunts us as acid rain. Hemp fuel comes back to Earth as fertilizer. Same thing if you haul it across the oceans or land and a catastrophe happens with fossil fuel. Man, it's destructive. But the same thing happened with hemp fuel. It turns to our fertilizer. No harm, no foul. Now on this journey I met a lot of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Like, Purple Heart vets, regular folks, you know. And trust me, America is woken up and we want change, sir. I actually had the pleasure of meeting the family of this gentleman, Jeff. Also, I got to shake his hand last year. This gentleman did almost 22 years in prison for pot. Sir, how stupid is that? You know it is. I know it is. The world knows it is. Thank God the governor let him out. You know. Now, before my Mount Rushmore event, I was all over the news. Now, they keep me out of the news. I've faced so many perils, sir, it's unfunny. Like this lady. She was going to throw me out of a park in Rapid City. I told her, bad cop, no donut. Okay? Now, we have lots and lots and lots of wonderful cops in our world. You know? And I would more than happily give out the good cop, attaboy, than the bad cop, no donut. Now, I used to have Calvins in almost every one of my windows there, pissing on mayors and police departments that violated my rights. Well, the last 6 months, the police departments and everybody have been so cool, I took them all out, except this one, the West Virginia State Police. That will be there forever as far as I'm concerned. Now, what they did, I simply just asked for an apology in the beginning. Now, I want more, you know. If I did what they did, and this was in a Walmart parking lot, I would be in jail for home evasion, assault and battery, destruction of private property, violation of constitutional rights, and illegal search. When I made a complaint, I simply got a letter saying the officers did nothing wrong. Man, that is so stupid and so retarded. You know, police, that's just one thing that proves it. You know, that is the most stupidest thing that we have, besides outlawing cannabis and hemp. Now, sir, I was up here last week or so when they had the Defiance March. Okay, that's a local group with a 50-foot inflatable joint and a Defiance March. I'm not talking about defiance. I'm talking about education. When I read that your administration was going to invite and talk to them, you know, it did. It upset me. Here I am traveling to the United States, 29 states. I've been to Washington twice, and y'all don't even consider talking to me. Okay, well, I would really love an invite, and in case you don't know, sir, I could show you and tell you a bunch of things, and Congress too. Or you can just do it yourself. One great book is that one right there. Okay, sir? So, you know, some people may call this next statement playing the race card. I don't see it that way because I don't see color, I don't see race. Are we not all human beings living on the planet, the third rock from the sun, as they say? We all wake up and put our pants on one leg at a time. There's no one better than me. There's no one worse than me. We all should live here in harmony. You know, if the whole world right now lit up a joint, what would happen? We'd have world peace for a couple hours. What is so wrong with that, sir? You know, we are just so fed up with what's happening. This God-given herb can heal people. Sir, you admitted that you smoked it, so you know what it'd do and what it don't do. To lose one more child, one more veteran, one more person, period, because they couldn't have the most beneficial plant on earth is just retarded. Now, a lot of people say to me that it's not legal because you haven't figured out how to tax it yet. Well, here's another point, sir. We don't need to be ripped off. You know, we've been ripped off enough, sir. And because this most beneficial plant on earth has been taken away for 80 years, I think it's only fair that we consider putting a 10% tax on it. Never raised, never lowered, and write that into law. That way, corporate America cannot take over the most beneficial plant in the world. Now, we do need a couple laws. I would agree that tobacco law says 18 and above you can buy. Okay? Let's put that on cannabis. 18 and above to buy. Now, if I can smoke a nasty cigarette in public, I should also be able to smoke cannabis in public. Secondhand smoke from a cigarette kills. Secondhand smoke from cannabis don't do nothing. So, you know, I think anywhere tobacco can be smoked, cannabis should be smoked. Or able to. Now, there's lots of pros and cons out there. Okay? Now, I do say that we should not be hitting joints, smoking blunts, bongs and stuff, driving down the road. I agree with that. So, sir, I think it should be said that, you know, if you're transporting it, just simply keep it in your trunk or your glove box. You know, that's the way to do that. Now, there are some cities and states that may just stay dumb and not want it. That's cool. There's states that do that with alcohol. It's called dry counties. Let's make dry counties for cannabis and hemp. If they really, really, really don't want the most beneficial plant on earth, fine. Let the few that are stupid do that, okay? So when I drive through their town with my cannabis in the trunk or the glove box, I don't get in trouble. If it's not in my glove box or trunk and I'm smoking it or whatever, well, I'll get a ticket or fine or something, you know, just like they do in alcohol. Things are so simple that people make it stupid trying to stretch out things that are so simple. You know, as they always saying, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Well, getting back to my point of playing the race card. Mr. Obama, there was a white man in office when a brother that had a dream, a great man, Martin Luther King, tried to change the world. And if we listen, man, is it ever a wonderful thing that he was doing. Well, like Martin Luther King, I'm just a simple white man that's got a dream. Time to stop the lies on cannabis and hemp. And I'm asking you, as a brother in office, sir, please stop the hoax on cannabis and hemp. We know it's all lie. We know it's the most beneficial plant on earth. I don't really give a rat's butt whether cotton industries, oil industries, or anyone else is upset about it, because they've screwed us for 80 years now. If they haven't made their money in that 80 years, tough luck. Sir, I would really, really, really urge you to please, one of your people from your administration or whatnot, come and talk with me, invite me to talk to you. This patent pisses a lot of people off. Nobody should own a patent on a God-given herb. We have the cure. We've had the cure. It was in 80% of all of our medicine until they took it out in 1936. And, of course, the Henry Ford hemp car. Just think of the millions and millions of people's lives that could have been saved by simply not outlawing the most beneficial plant on earth. Sir, I urge you. Like I said before, I had the very first Mount Rushmore event ever at Mount Rushmore. There's 3 great presidents carved into that mountain. And George Washington, everybody knows, said, sow it across the land. Sir, if you would consider and do this, I will start my next campaign to have you put up on Mount Rushmore. I can't promise it would happen, but it would make you one of the best presidents that we've had in a long, long time. My website is 420gym.com. My Facebook is Jack H. Apu. Sir, I beg and plead of you, this is the time. We can change climate change. There's just so many wonderful things that we can do with this plant. Please, sir, write that order before you go out of office. You know, the perfect date to sign that order in would be 4th of July this year. You know, our Independence Day. Give us back our independence on cannabis and hemp. You know, I relate this to Martin Luther King because I can't honestly tell you why I started this 2 years ago. Other than I was pissed off at New Mexico and what they did to me over cannabis and hemp. I simply wanted them to prove to me what narcotics and marijuana, because I know there is none. Anybody can beat it in a court of law tomorrow simply by taking a jury. You must prove all points of your case. I want a chemist to come in and prove to me what narcotics and marijuana, because I have chemists on standby that will go in and testify there is none, never has been. You know, to make it a drug or you know, stuff like that, man has to interfere with it. There's no place you can just go and get alcohol. There's no plant that will just give you alcohol. Man has to interfere with it. Same with cocaine. You can't go to that plant, eat it, and get high. It's mixed with chemicals and stuff to make the paste. Okay? Now, cannabis is totally different. It's God-given herb. It grows straight out of the ground. Okay? All you got to do is simply go over there and pick it, eat it. Most medical value is great. Heat it up, you get a little high off of it. But man didn't interfere with it. Now here's proof for all those that just don't know, okay? First of all, to be a toxin, it would have to cause death or something. You know, too many aspirins will cause death. Too many of any man-made drugs and stuff will cause death. Cannabis, if it's not interfered with, you can smoke a ton of it, eat a ton of it, and you will not die. Simple proof. Alcohol, meth, cocaine, heroin, eviction, any of that stuff exits our body in about 72 hours or less, because the healthy body rejects all toxins. Well, sir, THC goes and stores in my fat cell. That in itself is proof that it's not a toxin. So if my body has cannabinoid receptors, my body accepts and stores it, that proves you can't call it a drug. You can't even call it a narcotic. There's no way in hell that, you know. Please, sir, all I can do is beg you and say, let's do the right thing. Let's call off the hoax on cannabis and hemp. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I hope you speak to Congress about it if you don't have the cojones to write it in. You know, it's something that we need done. We need done right away. I hope the American people will start voting everyone out of Congress and out of office that don't agree that cannabis and hemp should be legal. Thank you so much, sir. 420 Jim, peace out.